Hey guys, today we have an awesome video for you about how to fix your inside takeaway. We have a pretty big online academy and we teach a lot of golf lessons, and this is a problem we see pretty regularly. Student will show up and they'll start their backswing and that golf club will go zipping in there, and then they go down some rabbit holes trying to fix it. So we want to make sure you go down the right ones. Hey guys, Milo here along with Ed Lassiter, who's in town this week.
Nice to see you, sir.
Yeah, good to see you. He's in town for a golf school we have coming up starting tomorrow. And we're here in the Lines Lab. So on each of our lesson tees, something we see way often, a player will show up, whoop, they zip that club inside, and they hate that backswing. They come to us saying, I got this inside takeaway, you gotta fix it for me.
Well, usually what happens is they'll try the antithesis, and the hands will then work way outside, and then they'll loop their arms down, slide and tilt, and have low point problems and swing direction issues.
I see that exact same thing. So
Constantly.
student shows up, they suck it inside. Next, they take the golf club back, and their hands go out, and their club goes behind their hands this way. So they still got
The same problem.
the same problem, just a different way of doing it. And then they loop their arms under, and then they flip it, and then we got low point problems, all kinds of issues.
Yeah.
So rather than trying to fix what's happening at the hands and arms, is that really the root of this problem?
I don't believe so. I believe the root of the problem is chances are there's no shift of pressure to trigger yourself away from the ball. Two, the body is not turning in an appropriate manner so that you can wind your system up and allow your arms to then follow where you're going. So off camera earlier before we started, I talked to you about a specific client that we both know. And that individual had that inside takeaway. And the answer for him was to feel like, if I may, he felt that when he took it away, it got sucked in. So I made him feel there was a little trigger and his right side was stretching up.
Try to get the club up a little earlier, keep the club head in front of my hands a little longer, going back, higher right arm.
This way his arms would simply follow it, and then now he could just do what he does in his downswing.
Okay, so you're starting from the inside and working out.
Correct.
And that's cleaning up where the hands go.
Exactly. Took care of it for him.
Okay, cool.
Then he had a hole-in-one the next day.
And in my experience, I agree 100% that what's happening is the student is actually like kind of grabbing that golf club and they're not using their middle. No. They're using their hands to get this thing started. And oftentimes that use of their hands pulls them out of what we call the bends.
Yes.
So we want to turn and bend on this incline, and often when I start with my hands, now you can see I've got crunch on the right side, my right arm's under my left early, my left shoulder is looking at the horizon, now I got to get back down to that ball.
Absolutely. Also, I always mention to students this, is that we want to stay in balance at all cost, right? And so if we throw ourselves out of balance by sucking the club in and working our pelvis toward the ball, this club is going to feel very, very heavy. And your natural reaction is to tip it this direction. You want to do that. Whereas if you're using the center and you're winding it up and the shaft is somewhere in this location, the minute you land and unwind and your hands are working this way, that club wants to fall. You have to apply a hand force to stop it from happening. So Milo, why don't you show us the most pervasive thing you see on the range?
So number one, I see this one. So I sucked that inside, rolled my hands, got pulled out of my bends, and then I see them try to fix it. So here's the solution.
Yeah,
And
there you go.
that's kind of what we got. We get the path going way out there to the right. There's a lot of flip.
So if you're on the lesson tee, what would you do then to solve that riddle?
The way I solve it is I attack the root, which for me is exactly what you described. We're not creating a shift early and a winding that's driving the hands into the correct arc.
So to show the camera, there's a little shift and a winding, a little shift and a winding.
Yes.
Not a sucking this in or way out there and whipping it around.
Yeah, I really don't like seeing the hands loop in this way. I'd way rather see the opposite. So we want you to focus on the structure of your arms. A good feeling I like is like I'm holding a beach ball under the water, creating kind of a constant tension that's away from my middle, and now I'm going to move that. I'm not going to spin it. I don't want to spin the ball too much too soon. I want to feel like this structure is kind of staying more or less constant. And you can see the arc that the hands travel if I wind in that way.
Yeah, also you'll notice how wide he is. The wider he is, the larger the arc path and the more shallow it has the potential of being.
So that's another pitfall. People start to fold this arm or pull it back like a lawnmower, rotate it too much. You know, that can cause some of those, and again, that pulls you right out of your bends.
Yep, absolutely.
It makes it so complicated to recover. So our favorite drill for this exact scenario and situation, we call Foundation 1 as part of our academy. What Foundation 1 is, it's an isolation drill. I'm going to take my hands and arms pretty much out of my golf swing, and I'm going to do exactly what Ed talked about earlier. I'm going to create an early shift and wind, and you can see how my arms tracked right up the plane. So everything tracks up the plane and through. And voila, the ball goes down the line.
And it makes pretty much a symmetrical pivot.
Yeah.
Right? Through and through.
So that's the idea. We're trying to create some symmetry here. Wind, unwind. Hands follow a nice arc up, nice arc through.
Yep. Eliminates a lot of work.
Yeah. Now, that little simple drill looks really easy. We've had quite a lot of experience teaching students at this point. It's not that easy, right, Ed?
It is for us because we've done it a million times.
Yeah, but for the average guy,
for most people who wants to apply speed, no, it's very difficult.
Yeah, it's a challenging drill. Most people, their immediate reaction is they use their arms a lot early in their swings, which is why things get out of whack.
Yeah, we always preach it. We'd much rather see a bigger turn, less arms, and let your turn dictate where your arms go.
Perfect. So now that you have Foundation 1 dialed and you understand how to create this symmetry, winding and unwinding, now it's time to start laddering back up to speed. So in order to do so, now we've got to give our wrists some play. We've got to let the lever start to swing. But you can see when I make that little rehearsal, there's a lot of symmetry in that. That club's not getting ripped out of alignment and having to recover. So now let's see if I can hit one just a little harder. So we'll hit this one, I don't know, let's try to hit it around 100 yards. 120, okay? And then we'll go a little faster. So it's just same feel. I'm still feeling the little shift early and then winding on the plane and then just letting the speed get to the ball.
So Milo, what are your main feels when you hit those last two balls?
So I feel like I'm taking my ribs and I'm winding the right side of me up like this. And I feel like that this feeling takes care of everything. It makes my hands automatically follow an arc that is pretty manageable.
Yeah, exactly. Let's hit one more.
Okay, so we'll speed it up one more notch. We got 2 balls on the hitting area. So let's see if I can hit this one nice and straight.
That was nice and straight.
There we go. I sped it up a notch, and you'll see my hands followed a nice arc. That was pretty good. So the way you take it away doesn't have to be a killer. If it goes inside, that's not necessarily a death move. If you're winding up correctly. If it pulls you out of your bends, then we have some problems, and we want to make sure we focus on winding ourselves correctly so we stay in our bends and so that is the power source, not our arms.
Completely agree.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you'd like to improve faster, come on over to my online academy at milolinesgolf.com for one-on-one coaching combined with the athlete's swing. My simple step-by-step playbook to truly swing like an athlete. Click the link below to start your training today. And if you're new here, please be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop. Thanks again. We truly appreciate all of you.